music's still going. I know it is. Was kind of on purpose, but now I'm going to shut it off. Hi, I'm here, and you know what? I've decided that I could keep going on with this trial, but the trial is, it is what it is. Rittenhouse took the stand yesterday. I might touch on that today. A lot of people said no, don't do it. The prosecutor basically was a dick to him again and got chewed out by the judge several times. When he was, crossing and almost got himself a mistrial. That would have been interesting, but maybe that is still a possibility. I think they're still going to talk about that this morning, but I'll update you tomorrow on the trial. If you didn't watch the testimony yesterday, I'll give you a brief snippet today. Maybe if I've got about 40. The fuck was that? I got about 40 tabs open, so we'll see if I get to them all because it's FTG Thursday, and what I've done, and on most days, instead of just watching the trial on my stream, I go and watch the entire trial. I've watched every minute of the trial except for jury selection. Okay, but what I do is I go back to either Rakita's stream it's been Rakita's stream because that's the easiest one to watch. I like hearing the lawyer's input, and I just watch it on 1.5 speed or 1 3/4 speed until I catch up with it. And usually don't catch up with it until the end of the day because I gotta, do things here and there. Otter news. What are you talking about? Otter news. It's not. Did I say otter news? Did I spell that wrong? No, it's other news. Check your logic. Come on now, and check your logic. Read the descriptions. That'll always tell you what. It'll give you a hint as to what the title means. But anyway, I'm not good. There's everyone who's doing like I said, go watch. If you want to watch the trial this morning, they've got that other expert on. You can do that now, or you can watch my show and then watch it on 1.5 speed. Just put your speed up so you can catch up, and all that stuff. And but it was crazy. So and Kyle did break down on the stand, and there's the memes out there about it. People are being pretty cruel about it. In fact, there's a couple people that we'll talk about today that can, just let's say FTG to that motherfucker. But anyway, we'll get to it after when we get to the show. I'm here on time today. It's amazing. I don't even remember what this feels like. I finally got out of work at a regular time. I love to see me on Rakita's stream. Well, I won't be on this stream of the trial. But I do want to go in there on his streams when this trial's over and maybe just bullshit around with him and Dex sometime. Is it Dex? What is that guy's name that's always on there? But plus, he only lives about an hour from me, like an hour and a half. I've always thought because I told him if I'm ever up in St. Cloud, I'll take you out to lunch. We'll just shoot the shit. Even though I don't know him, but he's like, oh yeah, it sounds like a good idea. At least he said it on the stream, and I'm like, okay, cool, we'll do that sometime. Or I'll meet it. There's a place up there. Where they make these gigantic donuts. It's a truck stop. They make gigantic pastry. Like all the pastries, like the donuts are this big, and they have like turnovers like this big, and just huge pastries. I don't know why they make them so big, but it's a very popular spot. And they're delicious too. It's kind of sucks because they're so big you can't like buy one here, one there. You have to kind of you can only buy one, and then you can't even eat that. So that's the only thing. You don't get to try more than one thing. But so you buy one thing, and the person with buys one thing, another person buys this, and then you cut up and share them. But even then, like a third of one is too big to eat as a donut. But whatever. Anyway, watering a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, will quench that with my cup of reparations right here. And so let's get into FTG Thursday after the intro. Johnny, play the intro, please. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Dawg Knight. Okay. Okay, let's stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet, and welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel. It is Thursday. Around here, we call it FTG Thursday, the 11th of November, 2021. And, oh boy. So if you watched, I've been updating on the trial every day, but I thought, gosh, we've been getting so far behind in some other news. There's a lot of shit going on that if you're not paying attention, it might come and bite you in the ass. The thumbnail is California gas prices right now. Now, it's probably one of the worst places where there's gas, but it's like $4.55 a gallon for regular. I'm like, oh my God. Luckily, I can still go to Sam's Club and get it for I live in Minnesota, it's cheaper anyway, but I can get it for about $2.85 at the Sam's Club, but it was like $3.19 yesterday at most stations, but I'm like, ugh. And I drive a truck with a 33-gallon tank. So that hurts a little bit, but anyway, it is what it is. But as I was saying, there's other things going on in the world besides the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Now, also, I want to say, I don't think Kyle hurt himself too bad yesterday. Yes, the prosecutor kind of beat him into submission on a few questions, but he held his own. And I don't think it looked good for the prosecutor. Plus the fact that the judge stopped the testimony twice, sent the juries out, and chewed the prosecutor a new asshole for doing some things that just were not kosher. In fact, there's a suggestion that this prosecutor should get disbarred for something he tried to bring into the trial regarding Kyle Rittenhouse's Fifth Amendment right. Whether he meant to say it the way he did or the way he implied, he certainly did get a serious admonishment from the judge. He also got admonished from the judge for breaking one of the pre-trial conference rules that they had for what they were going to do. So, but a lot of people, on the internet, obviously, you go onto Twitter and shit like that, and all the Rittenhouse haters are like, yeah, he just proved he's a big. And it's like, he didn't prove anything. He didn't change anything. It didn't change anything about the trial. It didn't change anything about the prior witnesses. And also, the other thing is, so the defense had him on the stand for about 2 hours. The prosecution had him on there for like 6-7 hours, like the rest of the day. And as I'm reading reports from people talking about it, because they can't record in the courtroom, but they can tell you what's going on in the courtroom. And they said the jury had stopped taking notes. They were sitting back. Some were not even paying attention. So I don't know if the prosecution beating up on Kyle Rittenhouse I don't think they gained anything from that. And Scribe, good morning, by the way, who says Binger seems to be trying to throw the case for a mistrial. Well, he kind of, I thought that too, maybe, but the defense called him out on that. They even explicitly said that he seems to be trying to get a mistrial, and he's saying shit that he knows he's not allowed to say, and so that just to get the jury to hear them, which is grounds for a mistrial if he keeps doing it. But I think Binger, whatever the fuck his name is, he seemed to get the message. And the other thing that the defense did, and I thought, the lawyers, because I'm watching this on a channel full of lawyers, when the prosecution got done with Kyle Rittenhouse, normally the defense has time to talk to him again, right? They didn't. They were going to call the next witness. And I think that probably threw Binger off too, because if they get to talk to him again on the stand, then the prosecution gets to go and try to get some more out of him. But they didn't do it. And you saw the look on Binger's face when they said, yeah, we're not going to ask him any more questions. And you could tell he's like, oh, shit, I lose that opportunity because Binger can't call him again. So anyway, that's about it for the case. I'm going to go into FTG Thursday today. Like I said, I'm going to stay away from the trial. I'm just not. If you want to watch the trial, Ricada is my favorite place to watch it, or you can go on Law and Crime and just watch the raw feed and not have any commentary. But if you want lawyers who are telling you what's going on and you don't understand the process or some of the terms or anything the judge might be talking about, that's the best place to watch as far as I'm concerned, because yesterday he had 9 lawyers on there at one point. But there are just a variety of lawyers. There's a couple of our prosecutors, some are defense lawyers, some are just lawyers who know their stuff, but they know the legal part of it. And that helped me so much as I'm watching it. But they talk over the trial a lot too sometimes, but it's not too bad. And yesterday they tried to be quiet because they really, really wanted to hear what Kyle was saying. So interesting, great place to watch it. But I would suggest if you're going to watch this show and you still want to watch it, just go to the channel, scroll it all the way back to the beginning, put on 1.5 speed or 1 3/4 speed. The only problem is, okay, so when there's breaks in the trial, I always put it up to 2 times speed, except if Viva Fry or Nate the lawyer are on, because those two, I don't realize how fast they talk, because like you can kind of understand everything at 1.5 speed. At 2 times, you can understand it, but they're talking so fast you don't catch everything. But if Viva Fry or Date the lawyer are on, don't ever put it on 2 times speed, because you'll never be able to understand what they say, because they already talk so freaking fast that that's what it sounds like to me. It's crazy. Anyway, all right, let's get into FTG Thursday, because I bet I have 40 tabs up here today. We're not going to go deeply into any article today. I just want to give you the lowdown on various things, because there's plenty of FTGs to go around. But you know what I also forgot to do? I forgot to tweet out the show. So if anyone's tweeted out the show, I'm going to check here my notifications real quick. I'm just going to retweet somebody else if anyone's tweeted out my show for me. Oh my God. Yes, Somnambule Nation. There you go. Perfect. I'm going to retweet you. And in fact, I'm going to, I'll just use that. Thank you. Thank you, Somnambule Nation, for tweeting out the show. Retweet, if you see me on there, retweet Somnambule Nation. And that'll cover what I'm trying to do. Because it's interesting. I have a interesting argument too between Gamer Valine and this person who's in one of my Twitter comments, and they're having an argument about crime statistics. It's interesting, but anyway, and both of them follow me too. Laura Blue Eyes follows me, but even though she doesn't agree with me, she follows me. So I do appreciate people who follow me that don't agree with me. So that's cool too. And also, Scribe, would you say 11 the 21 hours of getting owned by and ratioed with Prince pictures? Their response was, "It was just a joke, y'all." Oh yeah. Oh, this is hilarious. You have to see this. So. That was your boy Pat who said that. I found some humor in something. Okay, I'm going to put this up and, okay, here, I'm going to show you just a tweet and then we're getting the show. Got to see this. Oh, thank you. Gunfox61. Thank you, sir. First donation of the day. And Gunfox61.
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor
of the day. Thank you, Gunfox61. First message of the day and sponsorship of the day, who says, Harris administration defying court order on the jab mandates by telling companies to keep pursuing people to get jabs. Google versus the EU in antitrust case. Fine is over 2.8 billion with a B. More serious medical problems popping up with the jabs. You're going to see that last line he said. Thank you, by the way, Gunfox61 again. Yeah, you're going to see that. And when they start doing this with kids and kids start having reactions, you're going to see some pissed off people in the world. But we'll get to, I think I have a little blip about that court order too. So 4 days ago, the Fifth Circuit had basically blocked the Biden administration's administrative action through OSHA to force companies with over 100 employees to mandate that their employees get the Fauci juice, right? Well, the Fifth Circuit blocked it, right? No, first a judge blocked it. Fifth Circuit upheld it. And I'm sure the Biden administration is going to try to take the Supreme Court. And I don't know. There's serious, they said serious constitutional issues. And so they're defying it. Like, apparently the courts don't matter anymore, but so it's going to get interesting. It's going to get interesting because it's weird how this administration, remember, these are the people who used to say Donald Trump is a dictator. And they're just acting like little, I can't say that. They're acting like little, the guy with the funny mustache. Anyway, thank you, Cryptic. Second note of the day. And Cryptic!
You are the new Streamlabs
Superstar sponsor of the day. With a bullet saying it's 2021 and Joe Biden is told he needs to assemble a cabinet. Coming back from IKEA, he realizes he's greatly misunderstood the task. Cryptic always has a good joke, and that was fantastic. Dude, I'm so happy to have you here too. All right, let me stop. Let me say hi to everybody real quick, because I mean it's light, it's fluffy, but it's very, very tasty group today. So first in the chat today was Somnambul Nation, who also tweeted out the show for me, and I used your retweet to announce it. So thank you very much for being a loyal follower of the show. Also, good morning. Oh, and you never have to apologize to me for missing the show, by the way. I appreciate that, but thank you for catching the replay, and I'm pretty sure you put something in the comment section or something like that. Anyway, also good morning to Select a Boy. Yeah, also good morning, Jonathan Peterson, Mike Savage, Blarg. Also good morning to it's the same people, and Seftist Wolf is in the house. Nice to see you. TC is here. Welcome back. Good morning, K-Show. Also, Maddie, Ronan in the background, I'm sure. Also, good morning, too. Did I say K-Show? I think I did, but I'm going to say it again. Hi, K-Show. And who else is here? Check Your Logic's in the house. Tyler F's in the house. Jim Beam is in the house. Good morning also to Gunfox61, our Discord administrator extraordinaire. Thank you, sir, for being here. Also, Special K on Acid is in the house. Johnny Hellcat, the original viewer of the Morning Night Live. David McDowell's back. Nice to have you, my friend. Eat the donut hole. Yeah, those gigantic donuts. Even the donut holes there are like a soft, or like a baseball. Anyway, also, who else is here? Is that everybody? Kind of. Oh, Scribe Light, of course. Dog Thrapple is in the house. And Ken Lee, good morning. Honk, honk. That's what he said. He said honk, so I wasn't calling him a clown because Ken Lee is definitely not a clown. Also, good morning. Advocatus Diablo, the Devil's Advocate. And I think I scroll all the way down. Cryptic and ZZA. And I think that's everybody. Or is it just zzz? Is that how you pronounce that? Zzz. That's how I'm going to pronounce it from now on. Zzz is in the house. That's kind of fun. All right. Work has been hell. And just when I thought I was only going to work 42 hours, yeah, that last only day. Oh, brutal. Anyway. All right. Let's get into it. So we're going to just go down the list because I got a ton of stuff. Now, here's some crazy shit from the January 6th insurrection. This is crazy. So a judge has freed one of the J6 prisoners, the political prisoners down there in DC. He freed the prisoner once he denounced Trump and promised not to watch TV news. Tom Exhibit had agreed not to watch any news program or political program or talk shows and not to attend any political rallies. I wonder if that's actually an order. I object, Your Honor. The trial is a travesty, a mockery of a sham of a mockery of two mockeries of a sham. Fielding Mellish in Woody Allen's 1971 film Bananas could easily have been talking about the treatment of the J6 defendants in the D.C. District Court Judge A.D. Berman Jackson's courtroom. What the hell is that photo? Last week, Jackson entertained a motion by 35-year-old Buffalo, New York native Michael Sibick for a bail release. This is just for bail? Unlike most January 6th detainees who are accused of glammed up trespass and disorderly conduct offenses, Sibick faces heavy-duty charges. He was arrested on Monday the 12th for assaulting and robbing a Metropolitan Police Department officer of his police badge and radio. I don't mean to laugh, but that's just weird. Why would you do that? During a January 6th melee, he stands indicted on 10 counts, including obstruction of an official proceeding, robbery, engaging in physical violence on Capitol grounds. He was denied bail soon after his arrest, a decision that was affirmed by the D.C. Court of Appeals. The case was assigned to Judge Jackson, an Obama appointee and an outspoken Trump antagonist who presided over the prosecutions of several of the former president's loyalists, including Paul Manafort, Rick Gates, blah, blah, blah. So anyway... So he wrote a letter to the judge. January 6th was a disgrace to our nation, left a scar Trump is ultimately responsible for, but we are strong. We will heal from it. While many praise Trump, I loathe him. His words and actions are nefarious, causing pain and harm to the world. He is not a leader and should be ostracized from any political future. What he honestly needs to do is go away. So this motherfucker finessed the judge. That's what he did. He got... And so Amy, what's her face, Berman Jackson, whatever, I think has allowed him bail. Oh, this is the dude who, this is the guy who buried Officer Fanone, the guy who's always on the news with the trauma from the event. This is the guy who buried his badge in his backyard. But people are not happy about this. I don't think, anyway, let's see. It's okay. Okay, it's January 6th case, U.S. versus Civic, before D.C. Judge Amy Berman Jackson. Civic wants to reopen his detention. Inner City Press has been reporting on the case yesterday, blah, blah, blah. All right, so yeah, he tells his father not to put on Fox or MSNBC. Inner City Press is live tweeting. Anyway, so she's allowing him. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Yes, thank Yvette today. Thank you, Dixon Butts. No, Dixon Butts for the most patriotic donation you could possibly make. It makes us proud to be Americans. Thank you very much for the 1776. Yes, I had to play that again because, it's very, very patriotic. Thank you, Dixon Butts, who says thank Yvette today. Definitely. Is it today's Veterans Day? Oops, I accidentally played it twice, but that's okay. Actually, that's the third time. Now, let me get my calendar out. It is Veterans Day, November 11th, 2021. I'll get to it eventually. The last thing I do today will be about Veterans Day. I couldn't remember if it was today or yesterday, but it is today. So thank a veteran today. Anyway, this is nuts. But hey, that's one way to get out on bail. All right, moving on. In the New York Post today, and I like I said, every single article that I even have tabbed, whether I get to them or not, will be in a special link in the second paragraph of the description down below. All right. Apparently, this Black Lives Matter leader says that there's going to be bloodshed after a spat with the new mayor-elect Eric Adams in New York City. Oh, good morning, Black Hebrew Israelite. What the hell did I do there? Hello, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Nice to see you. How is this not a violation of the First Amendment? I don't know. It's crazy. It's nuts. Anyway. Thanks, Gunfox, by the way. Everyone thank Gunfox. He's a vet. So, and thank you, Dixon Butts, for the most patriotic donation you could possibly give of 1776. The patriotic donation. That's a good one. This is a good day for the patriotic donation. If you're inclined to, this would be a good day for a patriotic donation. For the sponsorship. No, you don't have to do that. All right. So this guy says that there's going to be bloodshed. He got mad over Eric Adams about police. Now, when Eric Adams was elected, okay, and he gave his victory speech, he was saying that, they're going to have to, they're going to, because this guy's a former cop. This guy's a former chief of police. He is, so anyway, let me just go in the article. Black Lives Matter leader said there will be bloodshed. Oh, by the way, did we say, I didn't think we did the FTG, Amy, what's her name? What's that judge's name? The crazy judge. She's nuts. I'm sorry. I've seen some of her cases before. Amy Berman Jackson. FTG Judge Amy Berman Jackson. Just seriously. All right, this dude, he said there's going to be bloodshed after debating police reform with Mayor-elect Eric Adams during a contentious sit-down with the incoming Democrat at Brooklyn Borough Hall on Wednesday. Although Adams found common ground with the activists on plans to fight poverty in the black community, the former NYPD captain vowed to bring back the anti-crime unit. Yeah, that's what he should be doing. New York's fucked up, man. Which was disbanded during widespread police protests last year. Well, there's an awful lot of crime happening all over the country, and they need to stop it. I mean, that helped. What the fuck was that? There's some weird things popping up on my screen in some of these ads that looked like what the hell was... Anyway. Now, this guy, though, says if they think they're going back to the old ways of policing, then we're going to take to the streets again, said New York BLM meter Hawk Newsom. I'm just going to say it now. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's eggs. Those are eggshells, brown eggshells. I'm like, why is there a penis on my screen? He said to ignore that history and you say you're bringing it back means he's tone deaf, Newsom told the Post over the phone about a task force whose officers were involved in the deaths of Amadou Diallo, Sean Bell, and Eric Garner. I think this particular candidate, new mayor, whatever, is sensitive to that. But it also is sensitive to the fact that the murder rate's up significantly in New York City. So, sorry, Hawk. FTG. Moving on. What is it like Hooters and Dicks Day on the internet? What is going on here? This is not an FTG. Just a noteworthy piece of news. Miami-Dade Public Schools in Florida's largest district drops their mask mandates for kids.
China is an asshole.
Yeah, that was appropriate just because we were thinking about this coup. Ads are personalized. Have you been looking up on computer? No. Did you see what it was an ad for, though? And I certainly was not looking. What was that? It was something about testosterone supplements. I never even thought about it. Well, now I've said it, and Google hears everything I say. Whatever. Anyway, and no, this is something uncensored shopping pics. Well, I shop a lot, but what the hell with this Hooter woman here? Okay, so Miami-Dade's public schools have dropped their mask mandates. On Wednesday, parents will be able to access the opt-out forums to exempt their children from forced masking at school, according to Superintendent Alberto Carvalho, who made the announcement on Tuesday. And let's see, my parents of students in all schools, including K-8 centers and elementary schools, will now be able to choose whether their children should wear facial coverings through a parental opt-out provision. Parents wishing to avail themselves of this provision will need to complete an opt-out form and return it to this child's school. Why? Okay. I was going to applaud this. But why do you have to do an opt-out form unless they want to be able to say that the parents of kids who they want to wear masks should... No! F that. FTG Miami-Dade schools. Good on you for dropping the mask mandate, but why do I need permission? Is it because if they have kids if they have kids whose parents want them to wear masks, they want to know that? I don't know. No, you should, if you want your kid to wear a mask at all times, that's what you should be having to fill out a form for. These teachers don't have to be the fucking mask police. Okay? Wow, that's a bad picture. Little black kids sitting in a tree. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I didn't see that. Come on, man. And what the hell is wrong with you, AD? Moving on. Job Creators Network. Biden administration smells defeat on the employee vaccine mandate. The Biden administration is apparently concerned that its COVID vaccine mandate for private sector employees could lose in court, according to Job Creators Network. And this is why he's urging companies to proceed with the vaccinations, despite a federal court's ruling to halt the mandate pending a review. The Biden administration signals that it spells defeat, blah, 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 blah. The fact that they're pushing it regardless of what the court says. FTG Biden admin. Admin kid or something like that. I kind of had a little fat finger syndrome there. By encouraging businesses to continue implementing vaccine rules for their employees, the Biden administration must be worried about losing and is trying to get as many employers to comply before its ultimate demise, he added in a November 4th statement on vaccine requirements. President Joe Biden said, "Today, the Labor Department issued its rule requiring COVID-19 vaccinations for companies with 100 or more employees. If you work for one of these companies, you will either need to get vaccinated or tested at least weekly." FTG Joe, sorry. Let's go Brandon. Yes. We don't need to say FTG to Joe. We just say let's go Brandon. So anyway, yeah, the Fifth Circuit issued a stay on employee vaccination rules. Saying there is cause to believe there's a grave statutory and constitutional issues with the mandate, but they're going to try to keep pushing it anyway. FTG Joe Biden. And there's another article in the Federalist about that. Just the Biden's the mandate, the coercion mandate will rely on snitches for enforcement because there's no way they have enough OSHA people to force compliance on this. It's just like, it's crazy. You know how big some companies are and how many, anyway, so you can read that one on your own. Moving on, Kyle Rittenhouse take the stand for the trial of his life, saying, "I didn't do anything wrong. I defended myself." Again, this is my brief today, and we'll just use PJ Media. "It was an enormous risk, a huge roll of the dice." Kyle Rittenhouse took the witness stand in his own defense in a trial that could send him to prison for the rest of his life for shooting and killing 2 people and wounding a third during the fiery but peaceful Kenosha riots of August 2020. He wept as he recounted being confronted by Joseph Rosenbaum, a man who lay in wait, chased, and then lunged at him and his weapon. Rittenhouse revealed new details of the deadly encounter on the witness stand. The 8-year-old came off as credible on the stand, occasionally stealing a look at his mother, who was understandably anxious. Rittenhouse was on the stand not just for his past actions, but for his credibility in the future. The police cadet and lifeguard hoped he would spend the rest of his life in polite society, not in a cage. Okay, this guy's going to be just a target for the rest of his life. He's easily recognizable. He might have to move to like Idaho and grow a beard and live in a small, little northern Idaho town that's close to the state of Washington that's trying to secede. But anyway, he told the court that he was studying nursing at Arizona State University, or planned to, and had medical training. Oh, well, hang on a second. Thank you, Gunfox61 for sponsoring the show. Gunfox, you again are. Is that right? Oh no, Dixon Butts is. Never mind. Oh, Dixon Butts! I didn't do it. Dixon Butts, aka I'm pretty sure that's Dawg Knight. Dixon Butts. Let's do it again. That's for you.
You are the new Streamland
Superstar sponsor of the day. Dixon Butts. I apologize for being lax, but Gunfox also with the 5 spot through Streamland says, breaking news: NFL player hospitalized for serious reaction from getting the juice. China ruling leads paves the way for Winnie the Pooh for indifferent rule in China. Australia lockdowns for a jab very unlikely. I heard. Was that the? I can't remember if it was the lineman. That's not good. And it's funny because this comes on the heels of Aaron Rodgers, who was just getting beat up in the media and Twitter and everywhere else where people are stupid. And they now this NFL player has a serious reaction. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day, full of Fauci juice that doesn't play with your heart. Or the whatever, I can't figure out something that rhymes with that. Thank you, Baby Vaso, also sponsored this show. Oh, but by the way, Gun Fox, thank you very much again. Baby Vaso, also with a 5-spot day, P-Dawg, no homo, but you're looking good rocking the beard. Why you keep it shaved down? In other news, MSNBC yesterday doubled down on the accusation that Kyle is guilty. The commenters not only condemning him, but comparing the trial to the OJ trial. Oh my God. Maybe we'll watch clips from different news stories tomorrow because, in fact, if you have any, just drop one of my DMs or email me at PDawgKnight@gmail.com. I would love to see those clips. I'll look for them myself, though, because that's what I kind of want to do tomorrow, just make fun of stupid people on the internet talking about the case that they really know nothing about because they're not even paying attention. Especially, what's his name? Jonathan, what's that asshole from the New York Times that was subbing for Joy Reid who said that Jacob Blake was dead? Jacob Blake's not dead. Anyway, thank you again, Baby Vaso. Appreciate this sponsor of the show. All right, back to this, though. Rittenhouse told the court that he was studying nursing at Arizona State University and had medical training, but he acknowledged that he was not a certified EMT, something he told people the night he went to the riot. So wait a minute, he's enrolled at Arizona State University now? I had no idea about that. Anyway. Did he say that? I don't remember that. Anyway, he verified that he heard Rosenbaum yelling at him and his buddy, "If I catch you fuckers alone, I'm going to fucking kill you." Later, Rosenbaum told this group, "I'm going to cut your fucking hearts out and fucking kill you." He said that on the night of January 25th, 2020, he was helping to secure at the car source, a company who's blah, blah, blah. We know all about that. That's everyone else's. For the first time, he revealed that the man with Rosenbaum, Joshua Zeminski, pointed a pistol at him. Rittenhouse testified that he dropped his fire extinguisher. He said his plan was to get out of that situation. Once I looked over my shoulder, Rosenbaum began his deadly chase. Then Rittenhouse lost it on the stand and began unconsolable weeping, so much so that the judge had to do a break in the trial. Then he testified he heard Zeminski fire a gun right behind him and kept running. Second later, he turned around to Rosenbaum and had him boxed in among parked cars. "I remember his hand on the barrel of my gun." Rittenhouse was charged with first-degree reckless homicide and killing a Rosenbaum, but testified, "I did nothing wrong. I defended myself." And so there's a little more detail, but you can read that on your own if you haven't watched. Wait a minute. What? What? From the waist down, what? Aaron Rodgers bullied by nosy people on Twitter, and then the MSM FTG. Yes, FTG MSNBC. That should just be a normal thing. There, we'll put that up there. I got you. Lunatics in the house. How you doing? Nice to see you. And I think TC was already here. Okay, I'm caught up. All right. All right, let's keep going because I got so many of these to go through. There's ton. Today I really tried to gear it toward the FTGs. Okay, we're gonna try the FTGs today. So, but by the way, another update. The defense did move for a mistrial. I mentioned that earlier in the Rittenhouse case because the judge telling the prosecutor, "I don't believe you." That was beautiful. Good God, it's just dicks, boobs, and butts day on the internet. Sports photos went a bit too far. Is that an enhanced video? I'm trying to okay, stop looking at that. The defense in the murder trial of Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha, Wisconsin moved Wednesday afternoon for a mistrial based on the prosecutor's violations of the defendant's rights and the judge's previous rulings about admissible evidence. Michael Steele. Anyone know who Michael Steele is? Former Republican National Committee chairman and now kind of one of those Lincoln Project douchebags. Okay. His take was so bad. I'll come back to it after this. Let's see. Defense attorney Corey Sherfisi asked Judge Bruce Schroeder to declare a mistrial with prejudice, which would prevent prosecutors from bringing the charges again. That provision, Sherfisi claimed, was necessary to prevent prosecutors from deliberately running their own case to get another kick at the cat. He said the prosecutors, led by Assistant District Attorney Thomas Binger had acted in bad faith, a key element of dismissal with prejudice. The motion came after a lunch break and after Judge Schroeder admonished the prosecution that it had committed a grave constitutional violation by referring to Rittenhouse's previous silence, which conflicts with his Fifth Amendment rights to remain silent. Earlier, the following exchange took place. Defense attorney: Your Honor, I don't want the jury to hear he's commenting on my client's right to remain silent. No, Your Honor, I'm making a point after hearing everything in the case, he's now tailoring his story to what has already been introduced. Judge, the problem is this is a grave constitutional violation for you to talk about the defendant's silence, and that is, and you're right, on the borderline, and you may be over it, but it better stop. Understood. Judge, that's the prosecutor saying, understood. Judge says, this is, I can't think of the case, the initial case on it, but this is not permitted. Look, I don't think it's ever a good thing. Now, by the way, the jury was not in the courtroom. They dismissed the jury a couple times because the judge's face was as red as a beet. And I don't think the jury missed that fact, but he yelled at the prosecutor a couple times for breaking court rules. So anyway, what's his name? What's Binger? Where's Binger? Binger's name. What's Binger's first name? In this article, they just seem to be calling him defense attorney. I know. Oh, Thomas Binger, defense attorney, assistant attorney Thomas Binger. Hey guys, I think perhaps an FTG to Thomas Binger's in order. Because fuck that guy. All right, moving on. Oh, damn. Daily Wire sues Biden over tyrannical vaccine mandate. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. By the way, I thought I'd missed it. Thank you, Gunfox61, for sponsoring the show one more time, saying Kyle made a few mistakes. First, he did not have to make sure he had a way out. Second, he needs to have better situational awareness. And third, he forgot that only headshots put down zombies. When in doubt, always double tap. Okay, Gunfox. Hey, that does bring up one part that I wasn't even going to mention, but when the prosecution started talking to here, I'm going to just take Tucker off my screen for a second. When the prosecution started talking about video games and playing Call of Duties, and he asked Kyle something about in that video game, you're the object is to kill everyone, right? And Kyle's like, that's a video game, not real life. But you know what I wish he would have said? It was funny, but I wish he would have said, well, yeah, you're supposed to kill all the zombies, but there weren't any zombies in Kenosha. That would have been better. But then again, they kind of were a few zombies in Kenosha. Anyway, thank you, Gunfox61. That was hilarious. So the zombie topic reminded me of something really good. All right, let's get back into the articles. Tucker Carlson had Tucker Carlson opening. This is kind of where is it in here? You just have to see it because Tucker was in rare form. I just got to say, we'll just show you Tucker's clip here because watch on Twitter. Let's watch on. No, I don't want to watch. I just want to watch it here.
In the meantime, tonight, the Kyle Rittenhouse trial continued today in Wisconsin in a move that surprised lawyers everywhere. Rittenhouse took the stand in his own defense. That is unusual in criminal cases, and it's especially unusual in murder trials. And the reason is simple. The stakes are too high. One wrong answer in a cross-examination, and you could wind up spending life in prison. But this case was different. By the time he testified today, Kyle Rittenhouse had already won the case. At this point, there was no remaining doubt that Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense during the riots last summer in Kenosha. Every shot Rittenhouse fired was captured on videotape and from multiple angles. Every single witness who testified this week at the trial confirmed exactly what happened.
Yes, they did.
And here are the facts of it. A convicted child rapist called Joseph Rosenbaum was released from a mental hospital. And then
please, Lord, listen carefully to Tucker Carlson's description here. I'm just saying. Wait for it. If you haven't seen this, excuse me. Okay, I had to make sure I swallowed that sip first.
Confirmed exactly what happened. And here are the facts of it. A convicted child rapist called Joseph Rosenbaum was released from a mental hospital and then went directly to join the mob that was burning downtown Kenosha. Once he got to the riot, Rosenbaum saw Kyle Rittenhouse and immediately threatened to kill him. Rosenbaum then chased Rittenhouse and tried to pull the gun from his hands. When he did that, Kyle Rittenhouse shot him. So Joseph Rosenbaum died as he had lived, trying to touch an unwilling minor.
Oh. Give me one moment. FTG, Joseph Rosenbaum. By the way, I didn't say good morning to Baby Vaso, but good morning, Baby Vaso. And also good morning to Kiever Dam, our good friend Kiever Dam. Welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm happy you're here. Always. By the way, the Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Please, while you're watching the show, please hit the like button and hit the like button and share the stream before, during, or after the stream. And if you're watching on replay, put a comment in the comment section. And if you want to sponsor the show, as many people have already done, Cryptic, Dixon Butts, aka Dog, Gun Fox, and Baby Vaso, and you're more than welcome to. This is a free show, but it always helps to throw some dollars at the beloved host. All right, that would be Tucker Carlson with zero fucks to give. And I didn't watch the whole that's the only part of the segment I heard, so that's where I stopped. I'm very tempted to go back and watch that segment just now. But that brutal opening, I think he pissed off a couple of people. I'm confident he pissed off a couple of people. Anyway. All right, let's keep going back to the show here. In other news, House January 6th Inquisition. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. They've subpoenaed 10 more former Trump officials, including Kayleigh McEnany and Stephen Miller. Oh my God! Now Stephen Miller, I'm not so excited about, but oh Lord, do I want to see Kayleigh McEnany testify in front of this sham committee. That's the only reason I opened this. I haven't read any. I just saw the headline, and I don't know how they're going to cooperate. There's already saying that they're going to they're holding, who is it, Steve Bannon. I think they're holding him in contempt, and there's other people they've subpoenaed and they're not really cooperating. But I want Kayleigh McEnany to just completely and utterly comply with the subpoena and go and testify in front of that committee. Oh, would that be some entertaining shit? I'm telling you. And I'm sure that she'll get an contempt citation too, but they deserve your contempt. But so anyway, let's give an FTG to the House January 6th Inquisition Committee. Moving on. Also, speaking of January 6th, they're misleading witnesses about Republican staff present. So Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney ran to CNN a few weeks ago to accuse conservative stalwart Representative Jim Banks of falsely presenting himself as a January 6th Commission ranking member. Banks is, in fact, Congressional Republicans' choice to be their top investigator on the committee, but he has been prevented from fulfilling his duties by Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. However, it's Cheney who appears to be misrepresenting herself as the ranking member. That is the top Republican on the committee, which is kind of weird because she should know better. But anyway, the January 6th Select Committee staff have been falsely telling witnesses that Republican staff will be present for interviews that's the other part. They've been falsely telling that the witnesses that Republican staff will be present for interviews according to multiple eyewitness sources and documents. In fact, not a single Republican appointed member of Congress nor a single staff member representing the Republican Congress is part of the controversial committees. Witnesses are being told that John Wood, a longtime friend and ally of the Cheney family, will represent Republicans when witnesses testify, but neither Cheney nor a friend is representing the Republican conference. In fact, Cheney was appointed to the committee in early July by Pelosi herself. So they're not really telling the truth. They're trying to make it, some of these people are making, anyway, you get it. But I just wanted to, and the only reason I really pulled this up because I wanted to say FTG Liz Cheney. But you read the rest of that. They're doing some slimy shit. Imagine that. Who's on that committee? Adam whatever his name is. FTG. All right. I'm going to move on though, because I got a whole bunch of tabs to get through. Now, apparently, this is a good article about the FBI. But before I get to it, thank you, Baby Vaso, for response to the show one more time, who says, do you think the question do you think people are more right than they let off? I find myself primarily watching older podcasters because I resemble that remark. Anyway, I primarily find myself watching older podcasters because they have the life experience. I need to get authentic takes rather than people who only heard or read about the past talking about today's events. Do you think people are more right than they let off? I don't know. I think there's some life events that tend to move you that way. One of them is when the day you realize how much they're taking out of your check for taxes, and you go, huh? What's that for? And a lot of times when people have children, so a lot of people that older that you probably listen to probably have children, and then you start thinking about how things are going and what they're being told and taught, and and are they they come around. Those are the events I think that make people more conservative. And sometimes age, remember, apparently your brain doesn't fully function until you're about 25, at least the logical part of your brain, or the part that has some risk aversion. And the older you get, people tend to become more risk averse, and that tends to be what is more conservative. So I guess my answer is yes. But there are plenty of young people who make some of those determinations earlier than others, and then some just never do. And then they end up. They're also wonderful people. My mother is completely opposite of me politically. Okay, she's a wonderful lady, love her to death. We're just butt heads when it comes to political things. She's as left as they come. But I don't know. But anyway, I hope that answers your questions. But yeah, there's certain events that I saw live, or on TV live or things like that. I'm not, I don't remember much of the 60s stuff, although I do remember the day Martin Luther King was shot, because that was my 4th birthday. So that was, let's just say that put a damper on my 4th birthday. But, so yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, I remember I was going to talk about the space landing. There's something weird about that I just read from Buzz Aldrin. But I'll talk about that another time. Thank you, Baby Vaso, for sponsoring the show. You are a great American. All right. FBI tweets about hate crimes, but seems to commit them. So the New York FBI tweeted Wednesday about their dedication to preventing hate crimes. You mean those things that turn out to be fake? Anyway. Perhaps they should start by preventing pre-dawn raids on journalists who refuse to toe the left party line. Is that not hateful? Why did the FBI raid the homes of James O'Keefe of Project Veritas, as well as 2 of his journalists, over a diary allegedly owned by Ashley Biden, which mentions her showering with Joe Biden when she was a little girl? You notice that the New York FBI has a pinned tweet, one at the top of their page, which is full of pictures of January 6th protesters, but they don't have a site dedicated to locating violent left-wing commies. If that isn't hateful, certainly it's not fair, nor is it safe to leave aggressive looters and rioters on the streets to burn our cities. Maybe the FBI could. This is just an editorial, obviously. But anyway, I think that's a good point. Maybe they shouldn't be out there doing hate crimes. We'll just do FTG to the FBI. That's fine. Oops, I'll put FBU so that it doesn't show up on any algorithm, because I don't want anyone knocking on my door. Hey, babe, Uncle Bad Touches in the house. We know who you really are.
Come on, man.
All right. Sweet mother of God, I'm in my 60s and my brain still doesn't work all the way. Well, you know, it happens. I resemble that remark too. Okay, Paul Begala, you know who that is? Well, Paul Begala says that Trump and his GOP death cult are a threat to the nation. Because things are going so well right now, Paul? Democratic well, let's see. How long is this clip? I hope it's short. Let's see. Oh, there's an ad. Let's mute the ad first. The ad for what? Is this like gamer porn? Oh no, that's some kind of game. Kind of. What's that game that used to play Cubert? That looks like the Cubert board, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, I see. Then you have to fight people on the Cubert board to get. Okay, that's weird. This looks like a dumb game. Is this thing almost over yet? Is there a skip the game thing yet? I didn't want to hear the sound. Okay, it's resuming in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's see how long the Paul Begala clip. It better be short, I tell you.
Still playing coy.
All over the country.
Oh, it's still 9. Okay, never mind. It's 9 minutes 36. Anyway, Democratic strategists, and you know what? You don't even have to wait on this one. I already know. I already know. FTG Paul Begala. Anchor Jack Tapper said Donald Trump just teased a run in 2024. How does this affect the Republican Party? Begala said, well, I think he's going to run, and that's not just me from the outside. Talk to people close to Trump. It's close to 100% certainty that he's going to run. That's going to chill, I think, many other Republicans from getting into the race, and it's going to further solidify what once was a great political party. Now listen, Paul Begala, you shitbag, has never, ever considered the Republican Party a great party. He's been the same shitbag since he was with the Clintons and all through the 90s and 2000s. He's a dickhead and never has ever had a nice thing to say about a Republican. So FTG Paul Begala, which I got in ahead of time. But he said, solidify what was once a great political party. It's become a political death cult of personality around Donald Trump. It's lamentable for the Republicans. It's dangerous for the country, but almost certain to happen. Yeah, and you can read the rest of that, but he's, fuck him. And I kind of don't want Trump to run in 24. I want him to give the giant head fake. And hopefully, you know, I would, as much as they've been beating up DeSantis, I see how he handles the media very well and the dude's a brilliant mind, and he's not, he wouldn't have the, what's the word? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Trump did the right things as president, okay? But the bluster sometimes just doesn't work. But it's certainly, as far as policy-wise, I think Trump was very good. and got some things done. Now, this COVID thing kind of fucked him over because it's like they had no other way to look. COVID hit the entire world, but in the United States, it was all Trump's fault. You know what I mean? But he's anyway. And fuck Paul Begala on this. Thank you. Thank you, Baby Vasu. All right, I'm gonna keep going because I'm not doing too bad here. I'm about that far through. This is an opinion piece which I found humor. I just like the title: "Socialist and Joe-Socialist Twist Reality When It Comes to Inflation and the Economy." I've heard so many stupid takes on inflation. By the way, here's the problem with inflation. I think it's right here. Inflation has reached a 30-year high. Energy and food prices way up in October, Labor Department reports. Now, if you buy groceries, you know how much grocery prices up. If you buy gas, you know how much gas prices have gone up. The annual inflation rate last month hit the highest point in more than 30 years, according to the Labor Department report. Prices of consumer goods were 6.2% higher in October than they were a year earlier. That last time the annual inflation rate was that high was in November 1990, according to the Labor Department data, which was released on Tuesday. October also saw prices rise 0.9% from the month prior. The highest inflation was in the energy sector, where the price of gasoline rose nearly 50% from last year, and the price of oil rose nearly 60%. Food prices have dramatically risen, particularly prices of meats and other animal products. The cost of beef is up 20% from last year. The price of beef it's nuts. Because I used to buy steaks every once in a while, and that every once in a while becomes every now and then, which is less than every once in a while. Thank you, GunFox61, sponsor of the show. He said, if I was a federal judge, I would tell the government they have 30 days to charge the January 6th protesters or release them, and demand for the government to be in my courtroom on this day at 0900 to plead their cases. You know what? So true. Coming up onto a year in jail without a trial, that doesn't sound like the Constitution, does it? It's fair and speedy something trial. So whatever it says in the Constitution, it says something like that. It ain't speedy, right? They're marinating these people on purpose, and it's truly fucked up, especially some of these misdemeanor charges. Why are you holding people in jail for a misdemeanor charge? The guy, who's the guy, the horn guy, that dude. He's asking for a sentence of time served because they've been in jail for so long and in shitty conditions, literally. So anyway, thank you, GunFox61. I appreciate it. All right. So we know inflation's going nuts, and these guys are out to lunch on this. The news that the inflation hit a 31-year high in October, increasing at an annual rate of 6.2%, has made it extremely difficult for anyone to deny that inflation is real. Most economists acknowledge that it now constitutes a threat to the insipid economic expansion and the standard of living of U.S. households. However, the Biden administration is doing its best to obfuscate this reality. Its statement after the inflation news appeared attributed the spike in prices solely to an increase in gas prices, which is largely due to the administration's actions, and transportation bottlenecks that it claims to be working vigorously to address. But to maintain that the elevated increases in the consumer price indexes are solely due to one or two industries, and that the government can quickly fix them, is freaking nonsense. It is. Inflation ticked up shortly after the Biden administration passed its $1.9 trillion with a T American Rescue Plan, just as the economy had already begun to grow of its own accord as people got vaccinated in the cities and states began to ease their quarantines. Yeah, that's the other thing. As if all these people are going to stay out of work. I mean, many of them are, but people are going to have to go back to work. They're going to not be able to feed themselves unless we just keep throwing money at them for free. Let's just say the Biden administration is out to lunch. FTG Biden administration. Thank you, GunFox61, again for sponsoring this show. And GunFox61,
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar
sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's see here. GunFox says, talking to a lot of truck drivers. Most said the second jab mandates hit, they will stop their trucks and mail the truck keys to the company, even if they're blocking the roads. Oh, if the most said if the second jab mandates, yeah, good. You'll see that in a lot of industries. I'm sorry, the one that they're trying to put on the companies, it's not even manageable, first of all. And I'm sorry, the company doesn't need to know that shit. It's just, it's y'all know my feelings about this. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you, Gunfox, for responding to the show again. Let's see next. Oh, Buttigieg. So, and again, these guys are having such a hard time explaining inflation, explaining the labor shortage. Pete Buttigieg struggles to explain persistent labor shortage. He's saying childcare, what it means to be a worker. He thinks it's because of childcare. Really? High Street, Sith Mail. Nice to see you. But we saved 16 cents on hot dogs in July. Yes, we did. Anyway, Pete Buttigieg. That kind of sounds like one of those movies on the Christian Science Monitor. Bud Edge. Edge, Bud Edge. Anyway. Pressed on the labor shortage that is hurting many American business, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on Wednesday blamed a lack of child care, job quality, and other vague notions such as what it means to be a worker. But none other than MSNBC's Liberal Morning Joe co-host Mika Brzezinski wasn't buying it. And I'm just here. You can go ahead and let me just copy and paste here, because while I'm playing this clip, listen to this shit.
Mr. Secretary Pete, what then is the explanation for the labor shortage? Why are people not going back to work? Why are we seeing, countless businesses without employees that want to come to work?
Now, remember, before the stupid 19 hit, we had record low unemployment. We had the job participation rate was up there, and now it's not. Let's see what Pete Buttigieg says about this.
Yeah, look, this issue is real. Talk to.
Is it now? Is it real? I'm glad. Well, at least we know you know. Well, is he still on paternity leave? I don't know. Anyway.
Certainly any small business owner, and we're seeing it a lot in the transportation sector. For example, when you see those ships that are at anchor in the port, some of those issues actually might have to do with the availability of truckers.
I'm so glad he didn't say childcare on that one, but the availability of truckers. Now, where are all these because the truckers, okay, maybe any truckers in here right now? Because I don't know that the truckers stopped driving their trucks. I don't. What does that have to do with the truckers? They're okay. I don't know. Oh, he's in Glasgow for what is that stupid conference? Anyway, I don't think it's the truckers, but let's see what he says.
1,000 miles inland. Now, there are a lot of things contributing to this.
Bullshit.
One of them is childcare, of course,
Bullshit.
which is why
not for the truckers. Not for the truckers. Not for the truckers. Or most people, for that matter. Oh, unless they're in a state where they won't let kids go back to school, maybe.
This Build Back Better vision is going to be good for the labor market. Also, some of these professions, frankly, just need to be a better job. I mean, if you...
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Look at transportation and warehousing compensation in real terms, it is way down.
Bullshit! Okay. as a person who spends a lot of time around warehouses, driving by warehouses, and so on and so forth, unskilled warehouse labor, where I live, average starting wages went from between $13 and $16 to now I'm seeing signs 22, 23, 24 bucks an hour for warehouse, unskilled warehouse, between $18 and $22, $18, $23. And I'm pretty sure that's probably common all over the place because or to get people to work. I'm watching fast food chains around my area paying between 14 and 18 bucks an hour. What the actual fuck are you talking about, Pete Buttigieg? But I'm going to let you continue.
From where it was a generation ago. And that helps to explain why, with trucking, for example, at the biggest employers,
By the way, FTG,
the annual
Pete
turnover
Buttigieg.
rate, think about this, the annual turnover rate for truck drivers is 90%.
I wish I had my X to doubt thing. Turnover what? Turnover where? Are they turning over and going to different companies? Or what? Ronan, tell me, please. By the way, good morning, sir. I thought you figured you probably in the background. Also, Kevin S., what's up? 90% turnover rate? Really? Because look, we have a lot of truck drivers at UPS and they're not turning over at all. You can't, I'm sorry, the trucker, the OTR guys, they call it, what do they call them in our company? I can't remember. There's a name for that division. But anyway, nah, they're not turning over. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's a sign of some real issues with the quality of the job, and we've got to work on that too.
Bullshit.
Okay, so you've brought the explanation down to one job, trucking, and
Yes, thank you, Mika. Thank you for not letting him stand on that bullshit.
the quality of the life, the quality of that job. But we have companies across America that are offering people $15, $20 an hour. They're offering health care for the first time in businesses where they have 17-year-olds doing the job because they can't get adults to come to work.
Thank you, Mika.
So,
oh my God, every once in a while. Every once in a while, Mika does it. She doesn't put up with bullshit. By the way, real quick, thank you, Maddie, for sponsoring the show. And who says, this is also the same idiot who talked about all the freight in the shipyards and said it was the consumer's fault and not the fact that shipping containers are backed up due to lack of dock workers. Can we say stupid 19 mandates? You are so correct. All right, let's finish up here. With
Before COVID, before Biden, there was a problem with childcare, and people still went to work. We are in a very different place right now, and I need to understand the explanation for that. Is it the checks that many argue that keep Americans from wanting to go back to work?
Yes!
What exactly do you mean when you say people want a better job? Because right now, anybody in America can go and try and get a service, and there'll be a company or a business that doesn't have someone working there to help them.
Right, the jobs are there, dickhead.
So, a lot of people did blame the checks, but as we saw, when the checks ended, this issue continued. So we know that it goes deeper than that. And I do think it has to do with some of these other concerns. Yes, the child care issue is not new, but it is a greater crunch than ever, even compared to a year or two ago.
How?
This is why
Because
it's so
if you were
important for us to support
assholes
child
in the
care. I mean, again,
schools-
I think the underappreciated
All right,
dimension.
I'm not listening to this dickhead anymore. He's just full of shit. The school part is because you're pushing mandates too. So it's not just, oh my God. Anyway, 180, just a blinking clock. Okay. Anyway, Marty, when we get there, you and I can get together on Saturday and give everyone something to talk about. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be in Des Moines on Saturday though. We'll do it another Saturday. Yeah, definitely. We're going to do a Saturday, Ronan. It just can't be this Saturday because I'm going to be down in Des Moines. I'm attending a football game, which is rare for me, but I'm going to, so I won't be here. But I am going to take you up on that definitely someday. And anyway, all right. So here we go. Oh, so this FTG Pete Buttigieg. Here's something interesting that I hadn't heard about that I'm kind of weird about. Now I'm gonna have to go through these fast. So Atlanta is set to begin the South's biggest guaranteed income experiment. Oh boy. Hello, Resolute Jim. Progressives have talked about the concept of universal basic income for years. The idea behind UBI is that the government will provide in some way or another a certain amount of money to everyone as a sort of a minimum living standard. You know what? Why? Can we just do can we just do help people who need help for short periods of time? What's that shit called? They give you money and food checks and stamps and welfare. That's the temporary, the safety net. Why would we want to give everybody some kind of safety hammock? And guess what? You start giving away money, guess what happens? The value of that money gets lower and lower and lower. And you have to give more money, that gets lower and lower and lower. You just have to keep making money. Now, Atlanta's, I don't get it. This is crazy. Anyway, tied to the UBI concept is the notion of guaranteed income. Guaranteed income is a little different in that not everybody gets the same amount of money every time. Examples of this include Alaska's payments to residents from the state's oil investment fund and the casino revenue payments that some Native Americans received. A guaranteed income can be public or private. Save your "it's called a job" jokes for the comments. Atlanta is set to begin 2 guaranteed income experiments, and at least one of the 2 projects will be the largest such experiment in the South. First initiative is the pet project of the city council member Amir Faroqi, who will oversee payments of $800 to up to 300 single black mothers in Atlanta's Old Fourth Ward, an area of the city that includes the South's largest concentration of Section 8 housing and 20 new mixed-use developments. Now, is this just another form of welfare? What? I love the city of Atlanta. I've enjoyed being there the one time I went there, but I'm just going to do a general FTG Atlanta. Good luck. Moving on. And all these articles will be, if you want to read the rest of the stuff, you can read it in the, all these articles will be in the tab below. So this woman, did you hear about this woman who's in the Biden administration? Let's think about why Biden nominated a Marxist to the Treasury Department. I don't think it's going to be interesting. I don't think she's been approved yet, but the comptroller of the currency is not another one of those do-nothing Washington jobs. The person filling this has a critical role, controls all federally licensed banks, credit unions, and foreign banks operating in the United States and similar institutions. Normally, you would think receiving your postgraduate education at the University of Moscow in the USSR. And yes, I said the USSR, not Russia. This is a person who went to school in the USSR when it was still the USSR and writing your doctoral dissertation on the advantages of Marxism over free economy capitalism might be a disqualifier for this all-powerful position, but not to the Biden administration. To the Biden administration as cronies, the fact that their nominee for comptroller is a lifelong Marxist is not a disqualifying fact. In fact, to the radical Democrats pulling Biden's strings, Russian-born Sally Armavora's dedication to hardcore communism is one of her strongest qualifications. Okay, you get the point. FTG to Sally Armavora. And again, to the Biden that's just not even the Biden administration. Brandon. FTG Brandon. This is nuts. It's nuts. And they've got whatever. You can read it. They got some Tucker spot on it. But I'm not gonna you can read it yourself. Thank you, Baby Vazo, for sponsoring the show once again, who says people know what their duties are, be it cleaning, personal projects, or gardening, playing the devil's advocate. Do you think maybe people are finding it difficult to go back to work because they've gotten too used to not working? They lost the drive to work. I think that is some of it. I don't know, some people may be holding out because look, when they had that little stimulus thing with the unemployment, which is going away finally, thank God, there were people who just said, I'm making more and not doing anything than doing something. And so it makes it hard to go back to doing something when you make that much money. You want more money, and they want to come back and so maybe they're holding out for the motor. But there's so many places out there that are paying more than that now. Although wait, no, because some people were what they did, and this was really, really sketchy. The first time when they were given these stimulus payment, when it was it $600 a week? What is $600 a week on times 40? So let's see. We go but they were giving it to everybody who was unemployed. 600 divided by 40. Oh, $15 an hour. Oh, remember the fight for 15? But they were giving them an extra $15 an hour a week, and on top of their own unemployment benefits. So some people were making out like bandits on this shit. And so now they were making all that money, and they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to make that much if I go back to work. Well, you're not going to make anything if you don't go back to work, because we're not doing that nonsense again. Please. At least I guess sure as hell hope not. So I think that was part of it. So, and then they got used to now working, and they lost their drive to work. Sure. But I hope they didn't lose their drive to eat. So that's a very good point, though. Thank you, Baby Vaso. Appreciate it. Whoops. I got to do one of those. And F the Biden administration for this shit. I got to tell you. Okay, and then let's see. What was this other one here? Oh, and also the Biden administration waging war on American energy. We'll skip that. We know that they basically, so when they've been shutting down pipelines and some of the ability to do offshore drilling and whatnot, we were, what's that we're called? Energy independent. And since the Biden administration came in, we're not anymore. Just go figure. But you know what they have done? Because, the price of oil has gone up, and OPEC, he's over there begging OPEC to do more production. And they're talking about now tapping the strategic reserve, oil reserves. Instead of just going back to what we were doing, they got us to energy independent. And the other part too, we're like, we're the OPEC of natural gas. And what happened during this fracking thing, right? We have been reducing our emissions like by 20% since what was the year that said it was? 1912 or something like that? 2010. Just because of the fracking and the natural gas, we weren't using as much coal. But now they're even, fighting that. And so it's the title of this, Biden is waging war against American energy. Yes, they are. Because now, okay, OPEC's getting more money because the price of oil's gone up. You know who else benefits from that? A lot. There's two places that I can think of that just pop into mind. When the price of oil goes up, it helps those countries. And in one of the cases, I kind of, well, no, because it only goes to their shitty government. But anyway, one of them is Venezuela. Okay, Venezuela is going to be now. I hope it helped. If it was, I thought it was helping the people of Venezuela, I'd be somewhat happy about that. But it's not. It's not. It's just their government takes all the money from it, and then just here's a little dust mite for you, and here's a little dust mite for you for the people. But the other country it helps a lot is Russia. Now, I could have sworn not that long ago, and there was another president with funny hair that they kept saying, oh, yes, you're doing everything for the Russians. You're a Russian puppet. Who's done more for Russia than Joe Biden since he became president? I couldn't guess anybody. No president has done more for Russia than Joe Biden right now. So, but you know what? Here, if you want an FTG, let's go with Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, FTG. All right, thank you, Gunfox61 with another deuce in the pot, who says, oh, by the way, and thank you for sponsoring the show. Marty, Remember, Democrats got 100% of the dead voting bloc who got out of their graves to vote for Pedo Joe. Even the zombies voted for Joe. I bet they are all just very happy for the way things are going. You get what you voted for. Well, you know what? All those people complaining about the the economy, and the price you're paying for a pound of hamburger. FTG Joe Biden. But you got what you wished for. Careful what you ask for. All right, I'm just going to go through headlines because now I'm running out of time. How the Biden administration is laying the foundation for the great reset of America. Yeah, they're, well, if you're going to put communists in the Treasury Department, go figure. But you can read that yourself also. Come on. Scottsdale school board member has, this is shithead. Scottsdale school board member publicized parents' social security numbers, divorce proceedings, financial records in an effort to track out outspoken parents. So this idiot, and I don't know if they necessarily did this on purpose, but parents with children enrolled in Scottsdale Unified School District were appalled when they uncovered that one of the district's school board members had editing access to a Google Drive that included personal pictures and information on a slew of outspoken parents, including their social security numbers, divorce proceedings, and financial records. Mother Kim Stafford uncovered a Google Drive link when school board president Jan Michael Greenberg sent her an email accusing her of anti-Semitic comments against billionaire George Soros. Oh my God. If you can't mention George Soros without being anti-Semitic, right? Not that he's a cheating shithead billionaire or whatever. Greenberg sent Stafford a screenshot of his desktop, which included a since deleted Google Drive URL reviewed by the Daily Caller. The drive was available to anyone who had a link. So this person had this shit on the website, and anyone who had a link could access personal information of the parents who were complaining to the school board. Wow. Just wow. So we'll just, you can throw in your own FTG there. That's crazy. Hair Gel, welcome to the show. Who says the Mohawk has long been a classic style in the punk scene. However, the 1990s saw the Mohawk get mainstream recognition with stars from David Beckham to Jared Leto sporting the daring do. Thank you. That's some Wikipedia stuff right there. Wikipedia snippet. You're slipping, dude. Anyway, thanks. Thank you very much, Hair Gel. Nice to see you in the show. I don't know if I recognize that name. And Patrice Ripley says that may be true, but housing costs never go down, and I will do everything in my power to never be homeless again after 2.5 years of it. Well, thank you, and I'm glad to hear that. I'm so glad you're doing well, Patrice. So that's cool. All right. Moving on, some California schools are ditching grading systems because students are failing. How about just, I'm sorry if you live in California, but FTG California. What could go wrong? Moving on. A USC professor removed pro-police flag despite a student protest. Hey! Based professor of engineering and policy at the University of Southern California is remove a pro-police flag from his office door despite protests from students. USC professor James Moore has had the flag, an American flag with a thin blue line on his door since the beginning of the fall semester, but he has recently come under fire for it. Okay, let's give it over and under. How long before Professor James Moore is told by the university he has to take his flag down? This is also, it's California, FTG California. Yeah, this is part of it too. They're going to find a way. Give me an over and under. How many days or days, months, years, how long before Professor James Moore has to take his flag down? Brian Madeley, my wife and I keep wondering how in the hell people are feeding themselves in the states where the unemployment has ended. yeah, I don't know. They've got to go back to work. 3 days now that it's in the Daily Wire. Anyway, FTG to USC. No, not even US, not this USC. They haven't done anything yet, but FTG USC students who are protesting James Moore. FTG to them. That's all I got to say. Also, PJ Media, this is just, we're not going to read this one, but the parental revolt is more than about just critical race theory. Yeah, that's interesting because people are, on the internet are saying, oh, you're just afraid of black history and the truth about America, blah, 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 with critical race theory, yada, yada, yada. But there's a lot more problems than just critical race theory, and you can read about it here. Rick Moran there's a nice article here. And a lot of it is school choice. A lot of it is, the thing with the pornography books with illustrations of blowjobs. I don't think that should be in my middle school library. That's just me. And, anyway. Also, in PJ Media today, fight with white language supremacy professor will grade on labor, not results. Okay, let me say it again the correct way. A fight white language supremacy professor will grade on labor, not results. Okay, if you make effort, you will get the grade whether you get the shit right or not. And apparently to this professor, white language supremacy is the also known as word salad. In other words, when kids are taught proper English, they forget all the vernacular they learned growing up, and then we'll lose our cherished diversity and everybody will die of injustice. That's kind of how he says it. Here's the problem, he says. White language supremacy in writing classrooms is due to an uneven and diverse linguistic legacies that everyone inherits and the racialized white discourses that are used as standards, which give privilege to those students who embody those habits of white language already. Motherfucker, if I'm teaching French, I expect people to speak French properly. If I'm speaking German, I want people to speak German properly. If I'm teaching people Australian, I want people to speak Australian properly. Oh, wait, that's not quite how it works, is it? Yeah, I didn't think so. Anyway, these people, it's just this is wokeness killing America. We're all going to die. Mike, and here's the problem. Here's where my problem lies with this asshat. Okay. My very black grandmother, as I was growing up, was an English teacher and professor of English in the summers at a university. My very black grandmother taught us to teach, made sure that I spoke good English, proper English. See, I fucked up right there. I can't speak good English. I spoke English well, using proper English. Now, did that stop me occasionally from using slang here and there? Nah, kind of. But you know what? It is not, a language is not, there's no supremacy in language. The problem is they need to learn language when they're in a younger age. And if you're learning a language, you tend to supposed to learn it properly. My head's gonna explode. What's this? Here, here you go. Here it is. Here it is, people. Here it is. You can cut and, I don't care how you want to do this. You can cut and paste it. I don't care. FTG to that professor. That's the professor's name. And I'm not going to try to, I might not be able to pronounce it again out of fear of being called a racist, even though I'm a black man who probably has similar demographics to Asao B. Inoue. All right, I'm missing a lot of headlines, so I'm going to just flip through them really fast, and then I'm going to get to the last thing that I wanted to do because that's very important to me. Ron DeSantis has threatened to bus illegal immigrants right to Biden's doorstep in Delaware if he doesn't secure the border. Hilarious. Biden's budget gives the bill now in Ace of Spades has a very colorful way of putting it. Bilk Bolshevik better. But anyway, it gives $800,000 in cash payment, or $800 million in cash payments to illegal aliens released into the U.S. People are starting to go through this bill and pick through it. A filibuster-proof $1.75 trillion budget reconciliation package would give $800 million worth of cash payments to hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens who were recently released into the U.S. interior, a new analysis states. Yay! You can read that one. Now, it's a Breitbart article, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty accurate. Let's see. In American Greatness, if we are paying reparations, illegal aliens belong in the back of the line. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to do it, pay for the brothers. Come on. We're the ones who got our shit stolen. Sort of. I don't care about that. Also, the Nevada Democratic Party joined solidarity event with anti-Semites and socialists. You got to read it, but there's also I had two articles on that, but anyway. Hunter Biden is upset because he was asked about his infamous laptop outside a New York gallery. He was not happy. And let's see if do they have a clip of it? I don't think they have a clip of it. Did they have a clip of him getting a little testy? Let's see. Although it's almost like we've almost seen his testes in that. Never mind. Anyway, he got defensive about his infamous laptop following Wednesday night's party celebrating the exhibition of his painting. The money laundering using his paintings in a Manhattan gallery. He flashed a tight grin when the Post asked if he'd gotten his device back since it was seized by the FBI, being left in a Delaware repair shop. So you can read about that. Also today, in the National Pulse, Pelosi and Clinton finance director becomes a lobbyist for the Chinese Chamber of Congress. Yes! FTG Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton. Also in the same, in the Washington Free Beacon, incredible advocates, Nevada Democrat praises a group that calls to defund the police and teach critical race theory. You can say her name's Catherine Cortez Masto. Read the article. Representative Jayapal. Someone's calling her Indian Madam. You know, Madam the ventriloquist dummy. She kind of reminds me of Madam. She says that they're going to get the Build Back Better Act passed next week. It's now a $2.1 trillion bill with a T that contains all of our progressive priorities. Oh, great. Great. Gird your loins and watch out, wallet. You might want to find some cash reserves and just hide them in your basement. Oh, here it is. This is just an editorial of the New York Post. With inflation out of control, passing the Build Back Better plan would be sheer insanity. Well, they're kind of crazy in Washington. This guy, the New Jersey Senate president, lost to a truck driver who I think spent $120 on his campaign. Democratic New Jersey Senate President Steve Sweeney has finally admitted defeat to his Republican opponent. Oh, $2,300. A truck driver, Edwin Durr, who only spent a mere $2,300 on his campaign. Now, Sweeney initially refused to concede, claiming that 12,000 ballots were miraculously found. Oh, did they misplace the fake ballots? I don't know. That the results from Tuesday elections continue to come in, Sweeney said in a statement. For instance, there were 12,000 ballots recently found in one county. No, you lost, motherfucker, you lost. Ha! Moving on. Biden blames the country's mood on problems created by his administrations, and Americans agree. You can read that one on your own. What else do we got? Oh my God, there's so many. You know what? Gavin Newsom, as he's finally come out of hiding, apparently. He was supposed to go to the Glasgow climate conference, right? But then he disappeared. He said he claimed he skipped it to spend Halloween with his kids. And it was a strange explanation for a series of events that began on October 27th. But it was right after the governor received his booster shot from the Fauci juice. And 2 days later, citing unspecified family obligations, Newsom canceled his long-anticipated trip to Glasgow, failed to explain that Halloween had intervened and probably disappeared from public view. Now, there was a rumor, or internet rumor, that he might have a bout with Bell's palsy. When part of your face kind of freezes for a temporary, or sometimes for a long time. But yeah, he's kind of showed up in public, I guess, a couple days ago. I don't know the whole story, but FTG Gavin Newsom. Okay. This Toobin clip. So this is all I needed to show you the headline. Jeffrey Toobin, who jerked off in front of his coworkers, thinks Rittenhouse is an idiot. Okay, let me just give Toobin one small prop. He did also say that he thinks that Kyle Rittenhouse will be found not guilty of the charges. So just that his self-defense charges were valid. Anyway, but still, he thinks Rittenhouse is an idiot. Yeah, we're talking pot meat, my kettle and my little kettle. Anyway, Jeffrey Toobin, who jerked off in front of his coworker. This is a great headline. Jeffrey Toobin, who jerked off in front of his coworkers, thinks Rittenhouse is an idiot. Also the headlines. What's this Daily Wire one? Oh, Dave Portnoy said he was suspended from Twitter after posting Business Insider editor-in-chief's email response. Yeah, he got, because I don't know why. It's not, it's an email to him. If you send me an email, I believe I might have the right to publish it, but that's Twitter. That's how they are. In the New York Post, this already talked about this guy threatening to riot in New York City. We'll skip that. Let's go to now. The Los Angeles Police Department has advised residents to cooperate and comply with robbers. God, the Los Angeles Police. Here's the tweet. Where is the tweet? There's those. There's the hoots again. Where's the tweet? Oh, they don't have it there. Did they move it? Anyway, due to an increase in violent street robberies, Robbery Homicide Division has become aware of an ongoing crime trend of follow home robberies. Suspects have been locating victims in Los Angeles, following them, and then committing the robberies as the victim arrives at home or at their businesses. These crimes have occurred throughout the city of Los Angeles as well as neighboring cities. Different suspects have been identified and arrested for these types of crime. But then they use the outline they use the release to outline 7 points conveying the department's advice for what city residents ought to do in response to these robberies. Point 5 of the release says, if you are being robbed, do not resist the robbery suspects, cooperate and comply with their demands, be a good witness. Well, part of it that they have very strong gun control laws in California. So just what does Monkey like to say? What's that? That's that phrase that they used to use all the time. Something about just relax or something like that. I don't know. I'm not going to say it. That's gross. All right. Johnson. Oh, Oklahoma Supreme Court reverses the Johnson decision on opioids. Remember they had that giant decision, court decision on against Johnson & Johnson, where what was it, $465 million judgment? Well, the Oklahoma Supreme Court has overturned it. So interesting. I don't know what grounds that was on, but yeah, because that could happen in every state now, couldn't it? Now this is weird. The United States Supreme Court's conservative majority during Tuesday's oral arguments was resistant to a death row inmate's request for his pastor to lay hands on him and pray aloud as he is executed. I'm not sure why they want this. The inmate, John Ramirez, says federal religious freedom protections require authorities in Texas to grant his request. Prison officials citing security concerns don't want outside clergy to interfere with the execution protocol. The conservative justice sympathizes with the state's security concerns and seemed apprehensive about opening the door to more requests for religious accommodations. That's a tough one, isn't it? But it could cause security. Imagine if it was like, okay, you know what? You know, in the movie 48 Hours, and they had the guy that was, went into his girlfriend's place and they were going to go have sex with some prostitutes and stuff. Imagine if, you were about to be on death row and you were the guy, the bearded guy that, was trying to shoot everybody, and he had the big Indian friend, right? That they, they were looking for him. They said, yeah, there's a guy with a big Indian, and that's how they figured out. Well, imagine if a guy with the beard who didn't break out of prison, but he was on death row, and then he said, yes, I need to have my priest come lay hands on me before I die, or while I'm dying, or while I'm being executed. And then the priest comes in, and it's the big Indian guy, and then the big Indian guy beats up all the guys, and the guys trying to doing their job with the, prison execution, and then the big Indian takes him out and they escape from prison. It could happen. Okay, that was silly. All right. Oh, God, I'm way out of time here. Okay, I got to get through these, though. Okay, can Americans exercise religion in an execution chamber? 2 articles about that situation, so you can check those out. Also, the Daily Wire. Don Lemon's attorney has sent a letter to Megyn Kelly after she invited his accuser on to tell his story. Now, where's the link? I'm going to just, where's the link to the video of Megyn Kelly? She interviewed the guy that Don Lemon grabbed his own nuts and put his ball sweat finger in the guy's face. And she interviewed the guy, and so Don Lemon is sent a cease and desist letter to Megyn Kelly. Well, that video is still up on YouTube. Go watch the interview. I forgot to link it. Let's close Ace of Spades, and let's see, what was this? I got Daily Wire. Don Lemon, Bangladesh. Oh, this is in Bangladesh. A 70-year-old Hindu girl was jailed for over a year for allegedly hurting Muslim sentiment. She actually insulted Islam, and they put her in jail for a year. You can read about it in front page. All right, last few here. I'm almost done. Oh, what tears! LeBron James mocks Kyle Rittenhouse for crying during the trial testimony. Yes, this is very big of you, LeBron, you Chinese shill. He mocked Kyle Rittenhouse on Wednesday for crying during his trial testimony, sharing a video of the moment that Kyle Rittenhouse broke down, causing trial to take a 10-minute break. LeBron James suggested the teen ate some lemon heads before taking the stand, implying he faked crying to gain sympathy. What tears? I didn't see one. Man, knock it off. That boy ate some lemon heads before walking out on court. Go fuck yourself, LeBron. Anyway, did you ever find those people who vandalized your gate, which was on camera, but you never posted a video for some reason? There are people mocking him, and yeah, Mr. Flop himself is talking about someone faking something. But anyway, then this says the New York Post. Erasing the Great Race Gap takes some tough truth. It's an editorial. You can check that out. But the things I wanted to get to, finally, Peloton users have been blocked from using the hashtag Let's Grow Blandon. Well, FTG, Peloton for that. If you know what Peloton is, you can figure that out. They're those bicycle people, the fake bike people. And so anyway, Peloton's not allowing people to use the hashtag Let's Go Brandon. Really. Doesn't meet their standards. Because on Peloton, you're like ride these fake rides with people, and you can send messages to people because they're kind of hooked up to your Wi-Fi and shit. Hi, Jen. Hi, Fight for Your Rights. Have I missed a bunch of people? Brian Manley. Hi. I said I think is already. Anyway. And then finally, the article. There's 2 articles I wanted to get to finish with, and we're just going to finish them. I'm going to be a little bit late. A fisherman has made a $1 in $100 million catch by reeling in a cotton candy lobster off the coast of Maine. Let's see if here's the pictures here. This is the Fisherman. This is a extremely rare lobster. I hope he put it back. Oh no, they're going to maybe possibly call it an aquarium. Meet Hattie. She's a cotton candy lobster who was caught by lobster man Bill. She's named after Bill's granddaughter. The odds of a cotton candy lobster being caught is 1 in 100 million. Know of an aquarium that she could call home. So here it is, the very rare. This is 54 seconds cotton candy lobster. This guy caught.
Mark here from Get Maine Lobster. Super duper excited to show you what is called a cotton candy lobster.
This lobster's like, dude,
so rare.
Can you just put me back in the fucking water? I can't breathe out here. Dude, wake up, dude, put me back in the fucking water.
Just look how beautiful.
But that is pretty cool. Anyway.
That lobster is.
Okay, put me in the water now. Are you done?
So tomorrow.
Stop fucking around. Put me in the water.
Sunday,
You're still talking. Motherfucker, put me in the water. Now. Hey.
You might be able to
put me back in the fucking water.
Deliver this lobster.
Come on, man.
We're not going to sell it. I'm not going to cook it.
Good. I'm not going to be cooked.
Lobster.
I'd rather be cooked right now than I'd not be able to fucking breathe. How long can lobsters survive outside of water? Yeah, anyway, so that's pretty rare. And then finally, it's Veteran Days, people. We said earlier in the show, thank a veteran. Interesting thing happened at. Why is this not? Can I refresh? What's happening? Why is this not? Come on. Oh. Is there a way to refresh this? Here, let's see. Here, we're going to do this. I'm going to try to. Okay, here we go. All right. Public took part in a unique act of remembrance at the tomb of the unknown soldier before Veterans Day this Thursday. Members of the public received a special opportunity when a section of the tomb of the unknown soldier became available earlier this week for people to visit in commemoration of the 100th anniversary of the memorial site. The unique act of remembrance that many people got to take part in will likely not happen anytime in the near future. We do not anticipate holding another event in our lifetimes in which the public will be able to approach the tomb in this manner, officials said. So they actually let people to, what's going on with this? Let's try to refresh this and see if it'll come out better. Anyway, we do not, as reported on Tuesday, NBC News, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier Plaza, on the hallowed ground of Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia is usually reserved for the sentinels who stand guard, as well as the presidents and other dignitaries presenting wreaths or flowers. In a statement, Arlington National Cemetery explained the commemorative action. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier Centennial Commemoration Public Flower Ceremony, a 2-day event, will be free and open to the public. Visitors will be able to personally pay their respect to the unknown soldiers. This is a rare opportunity for the public to walk next to the tomb, a privilege otherwise given only to sentinels of the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. So, and you can read the rest, but it's kind of an amazing thing because that is not something they allow people to do. They let people to walk across that plaza and pay respects. Sounds like they're not going to do it again anytime soon. So probably a very, very special event for those people who got to do it. All right, now let me finish up here because I'm already late. But sometimes you're just late. Everybody, thank you so much for spending some time with me this morning. It's always a privilege to be here and have you guys join me. Thanks if you haven't gotten a chance to. Hit the like button or haven't thought about it, hit the like button before you go and share the stream anytime before, during, or after the stream. If you're watching a replay, put a comment in the comment section so I know that you were there. And if you'd like to sponsor the show like so many did today, thank you so much today. Starting with, let's see, Gunfox 61, Cryptic, Dixon Butts, aka Duck Dog, Baby Vaso, and Maddie, and I think that's everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, I'm so sorry. That was yesterday. Okay, so thanks everyone who sponsors the show. Thanks all of you who participate in the chat. I hope you all have a wonderful day, but it's time for me to go. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thanks for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.